Hi, welcome back to another explanation of the guiding principles with Lynn Forrest. Today, we are going to talk about the fifth guiding principle, also known as the law of reflection. And I'll read it here so we can get started and know what we're talking about. The world is a mirror that reflects our own belief system and the present state of our relationship with ourselves and those around us. What we see and resist in others will reflect to us where we are in resistance with ourselves and the world. So what would you like to say about that, Lynn?
Hi, Jaquetta. I noticed you introduced me and did not introduce yourself, so let me introduce you. This is my daughter, Jaquetta, my partner in the guiding principles and in this work, and someone I enjoy so much and love to hang out with. We laugh a lot, and I love that. We were just laughing heartily about our faux pas in life, our human stumblings and bumblings, which is one of the things that happens as we get more acclimated to not needing to be perfect and have perfect lives, but really appreciating the depth and the richness of and the diversity of the life we have. So today we're looking at the world as a mirror. And really, what does that mean? Well, it means this. It means that whatever our belief system is, we're going to attract to us that which will be a reflection, a reciprocation and reflection of that energy. So if I have a belief that says, I think about so many women I've worked with, and this is a common one, and that is that I just keep attracting abusive men, and I divorced one, and then I get a man who I think is totally different, and he turns out to be abusive in a different way, and I just keep attracting abusive men. This is an often heard over 45 years of working with people, 40 years actually. Let's don't make it any longer than it is. This is a common theme. And so when we look at it in terms of the world as a mirror, what could that be mirroring to me? As if this is my belief system, well, I've got a belief system. And it says, I expect men to be abusive to me. And that means I'm looking for it. But it also means that I'm feeling the feelings that go with the belief men are abusive. Well, so I'm going to be distrustful of men. I'm going to be openly, whether I'm conscious of it or not, I'm going to be scanning the things they say and the ways they interact for evidence that they are abusive because I expect it. It's not that I want it. And I may have tried to talk myself, well, I will never get involved with that again. Well, okay, so I don't. So I've X'd that out. But now I pull in abuse of a different form. And so because I'm vibrating at that frequency of belief, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to react to the world around me and to any man that enters my sphere of influence. I'm going to interact with them in a way that sends out that transmission. And because I'm going to unconsciously be looking for verification, this is what we're all doing. We're looking for verification. So I can count on attracting, if I'm operating, if that is the uppermost vibration for me, I can count on I'm going to probably attract that. And here's the reason why. It's not because I'm bad or stupid or sick. It's because I am learning I am needing to really clean up my own belief system. And the only way to do that is to see exactly what it is I'm attracting so that I can then find that place and not condemn me for it, not blame me for it, but actually look for, okay, where is that? And how old is that? And where did that start in my life? And what if I didn't believe it was true? Is there any other way to see this man other than abusive? And how is it that maybe, and here's the most important part of the law of reflection, and that is, how is it that I need someone to act towards me in a less than kind way. Why would I need that? And I'll tell you why. It's because it's on some level, it's how we treat ourselves. So I'm
Yeah,
going
that's what I was going to add. The other two ways that I see this principle working in my own life is it's a reflection of how I somehow am treating me in a very similar way. And also my relationship with Source. It's a reflection of my relationship that I'm having with Source, or that I believe I'm having.
or that you believe about Source. It's like if I believe men are abusive, then there's a really good chance that I came up in a very punitive, authoritarian system of religious belief where God is judgmental, punishing, blah, blah, blah. That's often the case. And so this is my projection onto the face of Source, onto the God face. And so I'm going to attract men who mirror that to me, because my higher self is not interested in how comfortable I am. It's not interested in how safe I am, because it knows we're eternal and that we are eternally safe. Really, truly, when we see the reality, we see that nothing can touch us, really. I think of A Course in Miracles, that's big on that. It really, really emphasizes that the world is a mirage. It is an illusion, and not necessary, and therefore we cannot be touched. But my soul is not interested in how safe I am. It's not interested in how comfortable I am. It's not interested in how my reputation or what others think of me. It's not interested in how successful in the world I am. It's interested in one thing, and that one thing it's interested in is my waking up to remember who I am, and that I am not this person who is abuse worthy, but that because I have beliefs that I can expect to be abused, my own God is abusive, punishing, judgmental, has seen me as less than, has seen me as undeserving. If I believe I'm undeserving of love and of care and empathy, then I will attract into my life, people who will prove me right. And that is how the law of reflection works. What were you getting ready to say? I could tell I wanted to get all that out before you jumped in, but please jump in.
No, I think you've got it exactly. Oh, I was going to say, I remember now, even with like the core belief that says the world is a dangerous place, it may not be directly related to your relationship with Source, but when you're believing that the world is a dangerous place, you are not having faith in a good and all loving and benevolent Source. You're believing in a Source that is perhaps doesn't care, or is not there,
Mm-hmm.
or non-existent, that you're at the mercy of a careless and cruel world. And so when you are believing that, and then you are attracting to you things that prove you're right, or you think you are, everything you see proves that, because that's what you're looking for evidence for, then that creates a low frequency kind of fearful, nervous
interaction.
world.
Yeah, with the world. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And also, when we are operating out of that mindset, when we have a belief that I'm not lovable, that I'm undeserving, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm of little value, any of these, when I have that kind of belief system that I adopted maybe in childhood, maybe even I came into a family where that's a predominant belief system, and so I just took it on by osmosis. However it came about, if there's a part of me that believes that, then it is for me that I experience in my life the reflection of that, because how else am I going to know how it is I'm belittling me, how it is I'm being unkind to me? every time I think the thought I'm unworthy, I'm abusing me. Every time I think the thought I don't deserve to be loved, I'm abusing me. Well, then, of course, I'm going to tolerate that from others. I'm going to attract that and tolerate it from others. And why is that for me? Why is that necessary? Because by making it conscious, by beginning to see that, oh, I'm believing that about me, then I can intervene. But as long as I'm in victim consciousness, I'm going to say that, well, he's doing that to me, and I just need to get rid of him. I need to control him. I need to fix him. I need to, whatever it is I need to do to make that stop, make him stop treating me that way. Mm-hmm.
Well, you need to control the rest of the world so that you can be happy.
Exactly.
That's victim consciousness, basically, because
That's
you
exactly
can't
right.
control the world. And when you make the world what dictates how you feel,
you're at its mercy.
You're exactly. There's no winning there.
That's right. So that's why these principles are so important for us, and this is the way the flip of victim consciousness. Because victim consciousness just assumes that the reason I feel bad is because something out there was done to me or is happening that I don't like or needs to be different. It should be different. That's our number one human core belief. We believe the world should be different. And as soon as we believe that, we are off and running, because now we think it's up to us to make the world different. And we can't. Oh, but we can. You know how we can? By changing the inner world. By changing the way we think, by beginning to, for instance, question the thoughts that say I'm not worthy, that I don't deserve, that I can't, that I'm of little value. I began to question those and look at the reality of that. Well, what is the reality of that? Well, the reality is that I am a thought in the mind of the Creator mind. The truth is that I am of eternal stuff. That I'm of the stuff that of God stuff. I'm made of God stuff, and that is of ultimate worth, and it can never be worthless. And when I begin to question these beliefs that I have blindly believed and recognize who I truly am, then I begin to step into that belief system of who I really am, the true belief system. The reality of who I am. And then I begin to experience a different world. Then the world, because it's a reflection, will reflect that to me. And I'll begin to see evidence that that is true. And in what amazing evidence we get to see. And that's what it is to live beyond victim consciousness, to live in a world where I know who I am, and I know what my worth is, and I know that there's not a single thing that has happened in my life, and including, and most especially including, the difficult times in my life. Those have been the ones that have brought me to the awareness of what it is I'm believing that keeps me from living in a consciousness of remembering who I am. And so that's the importance of this guiding principle, in my opinion.
Yes, I love this guiding principle. And as you say, I think we've gone on a little long, but I want to just say the reason that this guiding principle is so useful is because when you can see what's going on in front of you, and you know it's a reflection of what's going on inside of you, that is so helpful. It's like, it is a mirror, and mirrors are helpful to see what's going on and where we're off and what we're doing right, and right. But so yeah,
where we're in alignment. I like that word better. It's not about right or wrong. It's about being in alignment with the truth, being lined up with the truth of who we are. And I want to say one more thing about the law of reflection. The analogy I like best to describe it is, if you're looking in the mirror, you've got something in your eye, and you're looking in the mirror, and you're looking and you're saying, oh wait, there. There's that splinter right there. And you put your finger on the splinter in the eye. You don't put your finger over here on the mirror and start daubing at the reflection of the eye as if that will do anything. You go to the source. And this is what we learn to do with the world. We learn to see the world as that mirror that is showing us where it is that the beam is in our eye, where it is, what the source of the problem really is, which is only and always going to be some confused, distorted thought, belief about who I am. That's all. That's the only problem there is. And it's not a problem because we came here to remember who we are, to forget and remember.